I believe that Earth is a prison planet. When I first heard this concept, it was many years ago, and I was kind of like, I mean, it's not the greatest, but I don't know about a prison planet. Um, I have since, after lots of research, reading, listening to things that resonated with me, and one of a few things I will link a few audiobook and also just a really quick interview that pretty much sums it up with a guy who from 2014 who him and his team remote viewed the earth in a blind study and saw a bunch of stuff. Um this video might seem a little all over the place, but I can't I can't talk about anything else right now because I feel like what I need to do is find other people um who resonate with this, because I don't just because I'm talking about it doesn't mean I expect you to believe it. What I expect you to do is listen to your own intuition, listen to your own inner voice. And a lot of people can't do that because they're really stuck with their subconscious mind in shadow. So that's where shadow work is really important. And that's where I feel like I am talented to be able to help people through working with that. I don't know how that works on the internet. I'm going to be honest with you. Every time I've helped somebody with shadow work, it has been on a one-on-one basis. And I didn't even know I was doing it because I feel like when you have gifts and talents, it's not something you have to think about per se. It's not something you have to research. Like, it's just going to come back to you. And the reason that it comes back to you is because we've all lived, oh my gosh, so many lives on earth because we are immortal spiritual beings. Now, that's something you'll hear people talk about in the videos I'm going to link. They call them ISBYs. We're all immortal spiritual beings. And the reason we don't remember being immortal is because this is a prison, and because the prison guards, okay, have when we die, they catch us in a device and they wipe our brains and then they send us back. And also, they feed on parts of us throughout. And it's a big thing. And while the wardens of this planet are whatever they are, there is something bigger behind that. Um, the reason I'm saying this is because, like, now I'm beginning to really see a lot of patterns. And I feel like part of the reason that this information is coming out more now and people are more interested in listening to this kind of content, and they're starting to feel more, whereas before they would have been like, that's crazy. This is crazy. You're crazy. I think most people now are like, you know what? I really rock with that. I don't know why. You're wondering why the things of old don't resonate with you, right? Why you're going to church and you're like, something just feels weird, something feels wrong. Why all the I'm not going to say all of them, while there's all these, you know, scandals with the church people about, raping children. Can I say that? Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm not even monetized. So, trigger warning, we're going to talk about all types of stuff, PDF files, all of them. And all of that is related to a lot of things. But as with any prison system, you will have a mixture of lots of people. In this case, we have revolutionaries, we have all of the outside kids, all the outsiders are here. Welcome, hello. uh that were sit here because of their free thinking, because they didn't want to go along with the regime of the people who have entrapped us here, because it seems as though there is actually a cosmic battle of, I can't say good versus evil because honestly I don't know. I don't know. All I The things that I'm certain about, that I believe, are this is a prison planet. The people who are holding us here are not good, not they're I don't like the words good and evil because it's just, I feel like there's such a spectrum, but they're not, they don't have unconditional love for us. Let's put it that way. They didn't do this in love. Okay, they did this for control. They did this because they're feeding off of our energy, off our fear, whatever. And the brain wipes are so we don't remember who we are, because if we remember who we are, like the smartest, the best, the brightest, the most rebellious, the most warrior like, and also the craziest people of of the universe are here. We're all here, all of us. That's why That's why this earth feels so crazy and chaotic, even before the last however many years. Like, even before that, like, it's always been a lot here. It's a lot because there's a lot of people here. And the reason there's a lot of people here is because new people are coming all the time, like new disruptors, new psychopaths, new whatever, whoever they wanted to get rid of for whatever reason, whether they were, leading rebellions against the group that is feeding off of multiple levels of planets and whatever this is. The point I'm trying to make in this video is that I had to actually just do it. I can't. It sounds so chaotic because it is, but basically, I'm tired. like a lot of you, and I know somebody's out there like, you're tired, baby, because you're going crazy. And actually, I think when you start to realize the truth, that's where the fatigue really comes in, because you start to think about the weight of what this really is. And for me, I feel like I want to talk to the people that not only agree with what I'm saying, but also disagree with some of what I'm saying, but also want to figure out what this is and how we can get out of it. Because being trapped in this cycle to live over and over and over again in a prison, like, this is not a cakewalk. Earth isn't fun. Like, I don't know. I'm not saying that there's not fun times and you can't have good time here, and you know what I'm saying? Sure, whatever. I don't know, to be honest. I believe that good is here. Like, you can have good time, you can fall in love, you can do earth body things that you couldn't do in your spirit body, and that's great. But I believe that should be a choice. I don't believe you should be wrapped in an reincarnation cycle and fed lies about how if you don't do X, Y, and Z, you're going to go to hell. And if you do this, you're going to go to heaven, because the reality is this is hell. I don't know if anybody else has recognized that. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why, because I also used to believe this crazy foolishness because everybody else did. And it was like, well, if my parents grew up like this, my daddy was a pastor, my blah, blah, blah was a pastor. Like, have you looked at all the scandals with these pastors and all this, like, sex trafficking? Like, why do you think that is? Because these religions weren't designed from a place of love, or from a place of good, or from a place of truth. To be honest, even outside of evil or good, it's about truth, and these are lies, like, just blatant lies. um do I believe that there's truths in it? Yes, because the best lies have truth wrapped in them. Like, everybody, let me not talk to y'all like that. Everybody doesn't know that. But if you want to tell a good lie, you have to mix it in with some truth. That's how you become a good liar. And the people who are controlling this have mastered that times 1,000. Okay. But on top of that, even if you did figure out the truth, they designed the system so well with extra brainwashing through music, syncopated music, which I don't even know what it means, but it really resonates. I'm gonna have to look that up though, because I don't like saying things I don't know what they are. But that just really felt like it resonated. Something about syncopation. But wow, this is like really relaxing. Palo Santo. Highly recommend. But yeah, so um I got distracted, y'all. Anyway, music, media for sure. Enter Entertainment, TV programming. Come on, y'all. Come on, man, for real. They're all meant to influence you, to place subliminal messaging into your brain. Some even with vibrations of music, you can implant visual images, right? I actually just watched the Y-Files about that. It was actually I wouldn't necessarily recommend that one that I watched, just because I don't like it when people bring up stuff that like and play audio that they know has like nefarious or evil things in it. Like, to me, that just feels I don't know. I don't like it. He didn't play the whole thing, but even playing a little bit of it, knowing that this audio had visual images of people getting unalived in it. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. It's a Y Files episode. You can find it. But the most recent one, well, actually, he's doing interviews now. There's another one about the alien interview in the prison planet, which is actually what really sparked my interest. It's so interesting because when AJ does stuff, sometimes I wonder if like he does it and at the end he like debunks it. But I feel like, I don't know, part of me feels like either he's just introducing us to the concept and then debunking it because, the people are watching, or he's debunking it because he might actually believe it's not true, which is fine, or he's debunking it because, I don't know. I'm not going to speculate on that. He's done great work. And even before he was popular, I used to rock with AJ. I mean, I still rock with AJ Wi-Fi. Shout out to him for the work he's doing, just even introducing people to new concepts. But I say all this to say that I am wanting to connect with people who, I mean, they're some of the brightest, most brilliant minds on this planet, honestly. Because if we weren't the best, if we weren't the brightest, if we weren't the strongest, if we weren't the warriors, then we wouldn't be here. You understand? So, regardless of if you believe that about yourself or not is fine. I believe it about you. And I'm putting out the call to people who also know this information, but also we're going to have to figure out how to coordinate with each other, y'all, like on an underground situation. And I don't mean actually underground because the people is already underground. You know what I'm saying? There's already a lot going on underground, but above ground, maybe. I'm not sure. Obviously not on YouTube because that's just not smart. You know what I'm saying? And even on another site, probably also wouldn't be smart. But at the end of the day, I'm not necessarily worried about any of that because I'm not popular enough to be unalive for anything that I'm saying. Um, and honestly, once you start to learn about this reality, you're not necessarily afraid of death because it doesn't really exist. I mean, not that it doesn't, but it doesn't. It doesn't. Like you can't die. It's interesting because the older I get and the more that I learn, I don't even want to say older. I feel like age is a construct too, but the longer I'm here and the wiser I become, the more I realize that the younger version of myself, baby Lauren, really, she knew exactly what was going on. And she knew who she was when she got here. And then trauma. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then you grow up with people and lots of crazy stuff happens to you that diminishes your spirit and makes you question everything that you knew when you first got here. And that is the design. Because you're designed. We've been designed. You know what I'm saying? Do you understand what I mean? Anyway, if some of you leave as a result of this, that is fine. I wish you all love on your journeys and courage. I'm just looking for people who resonate with this because all of this just feels absolutely crazy. It's difficult to wake up here and then still have to function here, like in society, as if any of this actually matters. Like when you can see through I mean, I'm not saying I can see through everything, okay? I'm just saying when you start to see through even some of it, it just becomes almost unbearable. And it's a very lonely place. Which is probably why I'm making this video. Just because like I don't look, guys, I've been through a lot as a earther already this time around, and I'm cool being alone. I've been alone, so it's fine. And if I have to just continue to be alone, that's perfectly okay. But I just felt really led to at least put the call out because I know I'm not the only one. There's people who made these books. I mean, there's people who've had these conversations. Like, obviously, there's other people out here in these streets. So where y'all at? Because I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I guess we'll meet on the astral, or maybe we can pick up a meeting spot and remote view each other there. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm Lauren Arnez. This video, I don't even know what I would title this video, but here this is what we have. This is Wednesday. I don't know. I might, if you guys are interested, like I can do shadow work. Like it's not a thing for me. I can do it. I can help. I can guide people through their own shadows easily. I mean, not I don't want to make it downplay it. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to brag. I don't know how you would brag about helping people through your shadow, because it's hard work. It's difficult work. It's dark work. But I don't know. It's just something that I can do. So maybe I might offer like one-on-one shadow work stuff, because I feel like there's people out there who really want to work through it and they're just having a difficult time. The other thing is, the other reason I got into shadow work, the main reason I got into shadow work is because I didn't have any insurance. And if you live in America and you know the state of this healthcare system, I put quotations on that because it's not about healing. It's not, they don't the system is not designed to make you better. The system is designed to keep you as a customer. That's that's healthcare in the USA. So anyway, I didn't have any insurance. And even as a nurse, I've not had insurance when I was a nurse. So, like, let's not. Anyway, so when you don't have insurance, but you know that you have some like deep psychological issues, especially from childhood, and you know you need to work through them. Like, I knew it. Like, I felt it. Like, I knew I had patterns, I had addictions, I had things that I was a slave to. And it was uncomfortable. And so that's how I got into shadow work, because I didn't have insurance, and I knew there had to be a spiritual way to get the same results, and there was. And so I felt my way through things, you know what I'm saying? And trial and error, and did this and did that, and you know what I mean, tried this works, this didn't, da 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 da. So actually, hold on one second. Let me get this book, because if you are really wanting to do shadow work, and you just want a resource, um and actually, this book is not specifically about shadow work, but when I was going through shadow work, this book was very, I mean, I'm going through shadow work right now, if you can't tell. I'm constantly in my shadow and working with my shadow. But in the beginning, when I was working through really difficult childhood trauma, abuse, emotional neglect, gaslighting, narcissistic parents, abandonment, like just all the things, all the earth prison things. But yeah, when I was working through that, this book was really beneficial. Let me show you. I'm probably gonna cut this video into two different videos, just because it just seems like I'm talking about two totally different things. Anyway, You Can Heal Your Life, Louise Hay. So the way I used to use this in the beginning, you can see I have like all these little tabs. Is she has a great part in here where you can look up different symptoms, like let's just I just opened the page. Epilepsy. You can look up whatever you're having. There's back problems, there's baldness, there's all types of things, right? Just all types of things. So let's just look up acne. So it has right here, it says problem, probable cause, and new thought pattern. Okay, so in the beginning, like, I'm not even gonna lie to you, I have not read the book cover to cover, because in the beginning, when I got the book, I don't even know who suggested it. I can't even remember. It might have been when I was getting into subliminals. I don't know. I don't know, but I feel like somebody actually suggested it. Anyway, I initially got it because I wanted to look at the problem parts like this. So under addictions, let's just do addictions, because I've talked about addictions. The problem is addictions. It says probable cause: running from the self, fear, not knowing how to love the self. And then it'll give you a new thought pattern. So for the new thought pattern, what I would do is I would use that as an affirmation. So the new thought pattern for addictions is: I now discover how wonderful I am. I choose to love and enjoy myself. So for me, when I would use this, it would help me figure out the root to whatever I was struggling with, right? Like, I recently, let's do something else. I recently twisted my ankle. Not that you care, and but if you do, so we'll look up ankle. Let's look up ankle. Ankle. So the problem, and I mean this happened like in the last like 2 weeks. Inflexibility and guilt. Ankles represent the ability to receive pleasure, right? So in my case, I would read the problem, and then I would read the new thought pattern. The new thought pattern is, I deserve to rejoice in life. I accept all the pleasure life has to offer. So for me with this ankle thing, I would stop and really think about it. Like, okay, am I feeling guilty about things? Yeah. Inflexibility, I could definitely see that. Yeah. Ankles represent the ability to receive pleasure. So, am I having a problem receiving pleasure? Of course. And so I would see this. I would say, okay, I deserve to rejoice in life. I accept all the pleasure life has to offer. And in the beginning, I would say these things maybe like 3 to 9 times, usually 9, because I like nines, because I was born in September. Anyway, so because it was my right ankle, right? Because the side actually matters. So what I know personally before even going to right, oh, it does say right, is that the right side of the body represents the masculine side. So the right side of the body, it has a part that says right side of the body, represents giving out, letting go, masculine energy, men, and the father. I balance my masculine energy easily and effortlessly. So I would say that as well as the ankle thing. And so anyway, that's how I used to use this book, okay? But as I got older and I introduced it to my daughter, she was reading it and I was like, "Why are you reading it?" Like, just cuz I bought it for her. I was like, "Why are you reading it? Just use the affirmations." And she was like, "I'm going to read it cuz I think I should." My just, the baby's so wise. You know why? Because they've also been here a million years. Like, let's get free, guys. I don't want to be here anymore. You know? I don't want to live another trillion lives on this planet being siphoned off. None of us want to do that. Let's get free, guys. Let's get together. Have you ever seen come on, y'all. Have you ever seen V? You ever seen the old V? Watch V. You ever seen there's a movie. Oh, it's on the tip of my, wouldn't you know, I'd forget it. Anyway, watch V. We can do it. We can design something. We can get rid of this device, whatever's. That's what they're afraid of, y'all. They're afraid of us working together. That's why there's wars. That's why they're going to war right now, because what's happening right now with the planet is the consciousness is changing and we're all waking up, and that is the worst case scenario. Okay? Think about like a prison break. Like, that's what we're on. That's